A video essay on Snow White by Kayla Velez. My question today is, does the Snow White fairy tale romanticize violence and unrealistic fantasies? Before we go any further, yes, I know Snow White is a fairy tale and they're meant to be fake and in a fantasy world, but are these things creating an unhealthy false hope for children? Let's start with a summary of the story of Snow White. Snow White is a young princess who has an evil stepmother who longs to be the most beautiful woman in all of the land. She even has a magic mirror to tell her so. One day when the magic mirror tells the queen that little Snow White has grown to be the fairest of all the land, the queen is enraged and envious. She then orders her huntsman to take Snow White to the forest and kill her, and bring back her heart as proof. Snow White luckily escaped, and the huntsman brought back a pig's heart to the queen, so she was convinced that the job was done. In the meantime, Snow White wandered through the forest all alone. She came across a little house with tiny furniture, for the little house belonged to the 7 dwarfs. The dwarfs told Snow White she could stay with them as long as she kept the house in order while they were out to work. So she stayed with them for some time, and soon enough, the evil queen found out that Snow White was still alive, well, and the fairest of all the land. So she figured she had to do the job herself. She planned to kill Snow White by preparing a poisonous apple and distinguishing herself as an old beggar. She persuaded little Snow White to taste the apple by telling her the apple was magical. The dwarves were heartbroken to find Snow White dead. Instead of burying her, they laid her in a glass coffin to go to sleep. The prince then comes as Snow White's savior. Once he kisses her, the cast of the poisonous apple wears off, and Snow White comes back to life. Then they live happily ever after. Now, does the story of Snow White romanticize violence and unrealistic hopes? Well, let's start with defining the word romanticize. According to the Merriam-Webster dictionary, romanticizing is when one treats something as an idealistic or heroic act. Or it could simply mean to present details or incidents or even people in a romantic way. Now, going beyond that, the story of Snow White is indeed scary. For one, the evil queen, who is Snow White's own stepmother, tries to kill her. The huntsman is ordered to bring back her heart. And when Snow White wanders all alone through the forest, she befriends animals who are kind to her. This is very unrealistic and gives false hope to children. These events are definitely ghastly, but they are normalized by the images in the movie. And despite all the bad that's happening, Snow White still seems to be having a good time. Let's talk about the 7 dwarfs. Snow White is a young girl who is staying with 7 men. This event in the story is romanticized by incorporating a friendship between the characters. There is also a bargain that takes place that allows her to stay in their home. They do not simply let her stay just to protect her out of the kindness of their hearts. The bargain did not have malicious intentions, but thinking modern day, this is definitely something we wouldn't want children to fantasize about or even to think that is safe. What about the prince? He comes to save Snow White. The prince saving the princess is a consistent theme in fairy tales. It has become controversial because why should little girls think they need to wait to be saved by a prince? This equates to the modern day stereotype that men are supposed to take care of women, physically and financially. So yes, the 7 dwarfs take care of Snow White by protecting her and providing her shelter. The prince also saves her by breaking the spell. The reason it is romanticized is because the prince broke the spell by kissing Snow White out of her death, making him the hero of the story. The entire story of Snow White is romanticized by the theme of love and giving the story a happy ending. The events could also mislead children to have false hope. Many young girls and even women fantasize about their marriage and want it to be like a fairy tale. Fairy tales always have happy endings, but in reality, marriage doesn't always end with living happily ever after. So in conclusion, to answer my own question, yes, I think Snow White romanticizes violence and unrealistic features.